You know the words, you've studied them, you've heard them 1,000 times, but when someone asks you a simple question in English, your brain just stops, and all you feel is this heavy silence, like something inside you is screaming, but nothing comes out.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It's like your mind just freezes.
Exactly. This is the English Conversation Podcast. Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And we talk about real-life thoughts, daily moments, and how people actually express themselves in English. Not lessons, not grammar tips, just real conversation.
Yeah, just talking. And sometimes that talking is panic, right? That weird panic that hits when your brain just can't function for a second.
Yes, it's strange because you're not in danger. No one's attacking you. Someone just asks, "How was your day?" And suddenly your heart races. You think, why is this happening? I know how to answer this. I know the words. And still, nothing comes out.
Exactly. You just stand there frozen.
Frozen, yeah. It's like your mouth won't move, your brain won't connect to your mouth, and the person is waiting. And every second that passes makes it worse.
Right. Because now you're not just trying to answer the question. You're thinking, oh no, they must think I don't understand. They think I'm weird. They're uncomfortable. And then you're panicking even more.
Yeah, you're thinking about what to say, about what they're thinking, about why you can't speak, and it's just too much. Your brain is doing 5 things at once, and none of them are actually speaking.
Exactly. It's like your brain is using all this energy to panic instead of speaking.
And the worst part is, it's worse than not knowing the answer.
How do you mean?
If someone asks a question and you don't know the answer, you can say, "I don't know." That's fine. That's normal. But when you know the answer, when you know the words, and still can't speak, that feels like something is broken inside you.
Yeah, it feels personal, like failure. Not because you're missing information, but because something else is missing, and you don't even know what it is.
And I think one reason it happens is translation.
You mean like translating in your head first?
Yeah, someone asks you a question in English, but your brain goes back to your native language first. Then you have to translate it into English before you can speak.
And that takes even a second or two. But that delay is enough to create panic because the person is waiting.
Exactly. And while translating, you realize you're taking too long, so you start to rush.
And when you rush, you forget words, lose your train of thought, or make mistakes.
Yeah, it's like your brain is running 2 programs at once, and they interfere with each other.
That's a perfect way to put it, and you can't turn one off.
No, it just happens automatically. I remember one time I was at a coffee shop ordering coffee. I wanted it not too hot, not cold, just medium heat.
Is that warm?
Yeah, exactly. But at that moment, I couldn't think of the word. The barista was looking at me. I knew what I wanted. I could picture it, but the word disappeared.
What did you do?
I just said, "not too hot," and walked away feeling so stupid.
But you weren't stupid. You just blanked.
I know, but it didn't feel like that. I felt like I failed at something simple. And the frustrating part is, I knew the word. I'd used it 100 times, but in that moment, couldn't access it.
Yeah, knowing something and accessing it are different things.
Exactly. And people feel bad about themselves because they think, I should know this. Why can't I say it?
That pressure, the should, it's brutal.
Yes. I should be able to do this. I've studied, I've practiced. What's wrong with me?
And nothing's wrong.
I know that, but it doesn't feel that way.
Another thing that makes it hard is speaking feels exposed.
What do you mean?
Listening is safe. You just listen. No one knows what you're thinking. You're passive. But speaking, you're out there. People hear your accent, your pauses, your mistakes, and you can't take it back.
Right. Once words are out, they're out. And that's terrifying.
Because speaking isn't just sharing information, you're sharing a piece of yourself. And a mistake feels like failure, not just as a learner, but personally.
Exactly. You judge yourself harshly, even if no one else does.
And texting is different.
Totally. Why do you think that is?
Texting gives you time. You can think, edit, check a word, delete it if it's wrong. There's no pressure. No one's staring. You're in control.
Speaking doesn't work that way. Everything happens in real time. You can't pause 30 seconds to think. You can't go back. People expect an immediate response.
And that expectation is what triggers panic.
Yeah. Silence feels dangerous, and the moment stretches longer, it feels unbearable.
And mistakes, we fear them too much.
True, people think everyone notices, but in reality, most don't even care.
But in a moment, your brain thinks, I'm failing, I'm embarrassed, and that shame makes it even harder to speak.
Exactly. Your brain tries to protect you by shutting down, but you feel ashamed anyway.
And what about simple questions like, what do you do?
Oh, yes. Such a simple question, and suddenly you freeze.
Why?
You want to explain it well, sound smart, but in English, the words you know feel too simple, and the impressive ones are tricky.
So you get caught between being basic and trying to impress, and the person is waiting.
And you end up saying something awkward and short, then replaying it all day in your head.
Yeah, and the loneliest part is that people don't understand it.
Absolutely. They hear, I can't speak English, but think you're shy or need more practice. They don't get it's not knowledge, it's fear.
Fear isn't solved by studying more. You can practice all day, still feel panic.
And that makes you feel alone. Everyone else seems to do it effortlessly. You feel like the only one struggling.
But the truth, most people feel this at some point. Their English might actually be fine.
Exactly. But your mind convinces you you're failing.
Then there's that split personality effect.
Yes, in your own language, you're confident, funny, expressive. In English, you're nervous, quiet, different.
It's like part of you is trapped behind the language barrier.
Yes, you know who you are, but English hides it. That's exhausting.
And constantly monitoring yourself. Did I say it right? Did I sound weird? That's energy draining.
You're surviving, not enjoying conversations.
And sometimes you just decide not to speak at all.
Like in meetings, groups, even when you have something to say.
You think, it might come out wrong. I'll take too long. They won't understand. So you stay quiet.
Safer, but it also feels bad.
Yes, protecting from one pain, creating another, the pain of not being heard.
And studying grammar and vocabulary, that doesn't help with panic.
Memorizing rules doesn't stop the fear. It's something deeper. Fear, self-consciousness, the weight of expressing yourself in another language.
Phone calls are especially hard.
Oh, yes. Why?
No visual cues, just your voice. If you don't understand, you have to ask, which feels like admitting failure.
By the time you calm down enough to listen, the call is almost over.
Listening is easy, though. Movies, podcasts, you can understand almost everything.
But speaking, your brain forgets everything.
Listening is passive, speaking is responsibility. Every word, every sound, judged, or it feels judged.
Just existing in English is exhausting. Ordering, responding, participating, all takes effort.
Not because English is hard, because fear is hard.
Fear consumes more energy than language itself.
Seeing fluent speakers makes it worse. Looks effortless. You wonder, why not me?
But you don't know their struggles. They might have gone through this too.
True, but in the moments, you feel alone, the only one failing.
And most people who feel this, their English is actually fine.
So the problem isn't English, it's something else.
Fear, self-consciousness, pressure, trying to be someone in a language that isn't yours.
That's it. That's the real barrier.
So the question is, if your English isn't the problem, what is really stopping you from speaking?